So what's the best microphone for recording your saxophone? If you're stuck in at home at the moment and you're wanting to make more recordings, then this is a question you're probably asking yourself, and it's great to get the right microphone because it's going to make a huge difference to your sound. So today I'm going to tell you about a microphone that I've been using, a microphone that I've changed to, why I changed, and give you an opportunity to have a listen and tell me which one you think sounds better. So that's what we're going to do in the video. Stick around, it's going to be a lot of fun. By the way, if you're new here, don't forget to click subscribe and the bell thing, or give me a thumbs up too, so you don't miss out on other videos that are coming here as well. Okay, let's get stuck in. G'day, Nigel here. Well, I have to confess, although I'm making loads and loads of videos, like hundreds of videos every year for my Sax School lessons, in fact I was counting up the other day, inside Sax School now, I think there's about 600 or 700 lessons in there. So lots of lessons and lots of recording, plus the recording I'm doing for my YouTube channel. I'm recording all the time, nearly every day, but I'm not really that discerning with my microphones. I want something that's going to sound pretty good, but be pretty easy for me to use and be kind of flexible as well, because I don't want to have a dozen microphones. I want to have one microphone that sounds really, really good. So I'm going to talk to you today about the microphone that I have been using for a long time and a new one that I've just changed to. And I want to hear if you can tell the difference as well, because maybe you can hear something more than me. I have my favorite. I'd love to know what you think your favorite is as well. Okay, so the microphones I'm talking about. Well, I've been using this Rode NT1A for a long time, maybe 6 years. This is a condenser microphone, and it's about 160 to 200 pounds, depending on where you're buying it. So it's a pretty standard, it's a great all-round, inexpensive, relatively inexpensive microphone, and something that, to my ears, sounds a lot better than something like a Shure SM58 or a 57, which is kind of the standard gigging microphone. And I also think it sounds a lot better than my clip-on microphone that I use on my saxophone, even though that's a pretty good one. So the microphone that I've changed to is the AKG C414XLS. Now this is kind of like an industry standard microphone. They're about 600 pounds. So what's that? Nearly, 3 or 4 times more than this one. And they've been around for years and years and years. And, studios all over the world have these microphones. So I kind of figured, well, I was ready to upgrade my microphone. That's a pretty safe bet because a million other people have said it's a good microphone. Okay, so this is what they look like when they aren't in their shock mount. The Rode is pretty straightforward. There's no settings or anything on that. It is just the microphone. The AKG has got a pretty cool thing about it. It's got 9 different patterns that you can set on it, which are basically, in real sort of basic terms, are different places that it listens from. So if you think about in your home studio, you could tell it to just listen to the front of the microphone instead of listening to the front and the back, and even how wide the pattern is that it's listening at the front. Super important if you're in an environment that's a little bit noisier. Maybe you've got noise from your computer, or you've got outside noise, or the dog's barking, all that sort of stuff. This microphone, you can set it to suit you, and it means that it's going to pick up less of the sort of ambient background noise. Also, it's got some other settings on the back. You can set pads and things so that for the amount of level that it takes in. So I guess that's useful if you're recording drums and stuff. I'm just recording saxophone, so I'm a really basic kind of user, but I do like that feature. Now, both the mics also come with a shock mount. This is the AKG one, a little bit fancier and a bit more sturdy and robust and a bit more sci-fi looking. And this is the classic one that comes with the Rode. So what do these microphones sound like? Well, I want to hear what the saxophone sounds nice and soft, also loud, low, high. So I've just grabbed a practice track off YouTube and I'm having a bit of a jam through it. And I'm going to swap between the Rode microphone and the AKG. Now, I am playing the recording without any effects on it whatsoever. So there's no reverb. It's literally just straight into the computer. And for me, with my setup, I'm going from these microphones through a Universal Audio Apollo Twin audio interface, which is a nice, clean, good sounding interface as well. And I'm recording into Logic Pro. Okay, let's have a listen. So what do you reckon? Do you think the Rode sounds best or the AKG? Which one of these sounds best to you? Let me know in a comment. I like both of them, but before I tell you which one's my favorite, let's put that back on again, and this time I'm going to take the backing track out so we just hear the saxophone, because I think that way you can really hear more clearly what's going on. Have a listen. So there you go. Really interesting. What do you think? What do you prefer? Which one? I think the Rode sounds fantastic. You know, this is a pretty inexpensive microphone in the whole scheme of things, bearing in mind that you could spend thousands of pounds on a microphone. I mean, a lot of people would say this is an inexpensive microphone at £600. And I guess it is compared to a £10,000 microphone. But this is really inexpensive. It's a couple £100 or less. And I think it sounds really, really good. To me, it sounds a bit bright, brighter than this one. But in this style of music, commercial, it actually works, I think. Maybe if I was recording a jazz standard or something, it might be a little bit too bright. But I really like the sound of it, and I like the way my sax sounds through this microphone as well. But the AKG, to my ear, has got a body to the sound. It sounds sort of fatter, and it sounds clearer, I think. And I've been listening to the microphone, recordings through this microphone quite a lot lately, and I really like the clarity of it. It makes me think about the way I play my saxophone in a different way, which I really, really like. So my favorite, definitely it's the AKG. But I still love this Rode, and I think if you're looking for an inexpensive studio microphone that's going to make your saxophone sound fantastic, then you can't really go wrong with one of these. I don't care what anyone else says. I think they're brilliant. And at that price, you know, it's a fantastic first microphone to get if you're looking for something for your studio. If you're looking for something a little bit further up the evolutionary chain, then this AKG is a great choice in my opinion. And again, I'm no expert, but I know that this sounds great, and I'm sure if I've made 1,000 videos on this, I'll be making another 5,000 videos on this microphone, because I think this is going to just be so easy for me to make great sounding videos quickly and easily. Now, I love checking out other people's videos as well. I've been checking out Jay Metcalf's video where he was recording and testing the Coles microphone. That's fantastic. There's so many great review videos on YouTube, and I definitely suggest you want to go and see as many as you can. But if you want to find out a bit more about what I do with Sax School, then pop over to mcgillmusic.com and have a look. Thousands of students are using the lessons, from beginner players right through to people that are recording and gigging and playing at a high level. So there's a whole range of material in there. And the best part is, as a member, you can join our huge communities, people all over the world who are learning with Sax School and connecting. It's a really, really cool thing. But anyway, most importantly, go and have some fun, play some great saxophone, maybe make some recordings. Let me know in a comment what you think about these microphones, and I will catch you next time.